joining us now is a very young and very talented up-and-coming driver by the name of Cole Glasson, and also from Turn 4 Promotions and OnPitRoad.com is Roger Holtzclaw. Roger, we'll start with you. Good morning and happy Halloween. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Tom. Happy Halloween to you guys. It's good to be back on the show. Let me go ahead and clear one thing up. I'm currently driving through the mountains of North Carolina on our way to Tri-County Motor Speedway for the Southeast Limited Late Model Series event today. So if I do drop out and have some signal issues, I just wanted you guys to know why. I didn't want you to think I hung up on you there.
Well, that's okay. It is Halloween, and you know what? Pranks, and it's a scary time. But I tell you what, we are so excited. This is definitely not a trick. This is a treat. 15 years old from Rockwall, Texas. That's about 30 minutes east of Dallas. So we hope he's not a Dallas Cowboy fan, but my guess is he is. Joining us now is Cole Glasson. Cole, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me. And you're right, I am a Dallas fan.
Well, that's okay. You know, we're diehard. We're based here in Indianapolis, so obviously we're a Colts fan, and you know it's fun. It's fun to be a Cowboys fan. You know, so we always have fun making fun of Cowboys fans and Cub fans, but that's okay. Now, joining us, though, is Cole, and I tell you what, he started in go-karts at the age of 5 years old. Yep, you heard that correct. And he had over 450 starts, 100 wins, and 250 top fives, three national championships and 2 vice championships. And I certainly appreciate our partnerships with Turn 4 Promotions and Roger Holtzclaw. And we had the series from the Southeast Truck Series, and I apologize if I got that wrong, Roger. But we were talking about the series that you race in now, Cole. Roger, real quickly, I want you to just kind of bring us up to speed about who Cole is, where he came from, and where he's going.
Well, I'll tell you, we at OnPitRoad.com, we just recently started covering the Southeast Super Truck Series events here just in the last month or so, and we attended our first event at Kingsport Speedway here a few weeks back, and I started noticing this number 12 truck out on the track, and doing a great job out on the track, working his way up through the field, fast in practice, impressive in qualifying. So we go over to meet the driver, and climbs out of the car, and it's this small little kid. It looks like he's 10 years old. I'm like, what's going on here? And so introduced ourselves, and it was Cole Glasson, 15 years old, and he blew me away. He's still just a little short guy, but he's a great-looking kid, going to be very marketable in the future. And I'm telling you right now, he's got an overwhelming amount of talent behind the wheel. This kid has no fear. He'll stick that truck down in the corner under anybody, whether it be the series champion or the rookie of the year or anybody else. He's not afraid to drive it off in there side by side and bang fenders with the best of them. He is one heck of a wheel man, and that's why I wanted to bring him on the balance today to introduce him to everybody across the country, because all of the minions across the country, as we say, because I'm telling you, this kid right here, he's a future star in NASCAR, one heck of a wheel man behind the wheel.
Oh, absolutely. And, certainly all of our followers and all of our minions know that we love racing, and we always welcome the opportunity to have young drivers on, especially young and up-and-coming drivers. And we've talked to a lot of those drivers who are now NASCAR and IndyCar stars. Mm-hmm. So certainly glad to have you along, Cole. Cole, I was looking at your YouTube channel, and that is a fantastic YouTube channel. I would encourage everyone to go to your YouTube channel. We'll have it up on our social media with a link to get there. But I was looking at some recent videos posted, and Roger is very correct. You'll put that truck anywhere, and I love the fact that you have the GoPro cameras right in the truck with you. Talk with us about what it's like to be 15 years old and driving a big boy race.
Well, it's definitely different than a lot of people that start out small. It's a full-size truck, so it takes quite a bit of physical endurance. And I work out with my dad, and we run, so it's not too big of a problem for me, but it's definitely enduring. This season's been great. I really got used to it. It's my second season in the trucks, and the team helped us out a lot. We had a great season. We finished off second in the championship. And, I just got to learn a lot, so it's been good.
Well, also joining us is our co-host, Rick Riggett. And, Rick, I know that we were doing some show prep and looking at Cole. Both of us are very, very impressed with ColeGlasson. We really appreciate Turn 4 Promotions and Roger helping us connect with him and certainly sharing it all across the country. We're all over the nation, and certainly Yahoo Sports Radio Indiana and Indiana Talks and all of our affiliate radio stations. We welcome you on board as well. But, Rick, talk with us. Talk with Cole. What questions do you have for Cole as far as, anything that you would like to talk with Cole about?
Sure. I was wanting to know what driver or drivers that you look up to in that racing series, and, the guys that are in your corner helping you out along the way.
Yeah, well, our team, the person who runs it is Mark Nesbitt, and he's a great guy. He really helps us with the car and on the track. He's one of the people that made me be as good as I am today. But on the track-wise, one who's been pretty dominant this whole year is Lee Tissett, and he's a really good driver. We learned a lot racing with him, and he actually ended up winning the championship. So it was a great season for him, and we got to learn a lot from him as well.
That's where I was going. We had Lee Tissett on a couple weeks ago, and he spoke really highly of you. Just had an awful lot of good things to say about you.
Yeah, he's a really good driver.
Well, we're talking with ColeGlasson. I tell you what, Cole, we are excited to have you. I know you drive the number 12 Pro Soap, and I apologize if I got your sponsor wrong there. Obviously, I don't want to do that. Pro Soap truck. There, I tell you what, you were born in 2000. That just amazes me that you started racing at 5 years old. How did you get into it at 5 years old? And certainly as I look at your website here and I look at your YouTube channel and I hear you talk, you're well above your years. And I love the fact that, that you're not afraid to put your faith first there. And I know that you are I love your verse here. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens us. Philippians 4:13. That is a fantastic verse, and certainly we're a faith-based show ourselves as well. So, Cole, talk with us a little bit about at 5 years old. How did you get into go-kart racing, and how did you know that this is the path you wanted to do? And what are some of the steps that you, your parents, and the people around you did to help you stay on that path to get you to where you're at now?
Yeah, well, it started out when we went to the Indy 500 every year up in Indianapolis with our friends, and when I was 5 years old, my dad got into it and said, "You want to race?" And, of course, I said yes. So it sort of just started out as a hobby. We'd go out every weekend to our local track and just have some fun. But after a year or two, we got into the regional cup and the go-karts, and we kept moving up the ranks. And within about 5 or 6 years, I was racing at the national level in go-karts with people from all around the country and even all around the world. And starting in 2011, we got together with RSWC, which is a development program on the West Coast, and I drove Ford Focus midgets there for a year, and then after that we jumped into the CRA JEG series and super late modeling, raced up north. I did that for a year, and I felt like that may have been too big of a jump, so these past 2 years I've been racing in the Southeast Super Truck Series, and I think it's been a really good time to develop my skills, and I think I'm ready to move up the ranks again.
Well, I think you're definitely going to be moving up that ladder very, very soon. And, let's talk about your crew. It looks like the crew are people that you know and love very, very well. And that's what I like about following series like the Late Model Series and the Southeast Super Truck Series is there is that sweat equity into the team. You know what it's like to work hard to where you're at. Talk with us about your crew, who they are, who your crew chief is, who your mechanics are, who your pit crew is. It looks like these are all people who certainly care and love you a lot. Go ahead.
Yeah, so like I said, the main crew chief is Martin Nesbitt. He's the owner of the car, and he helps me a lot with the changes we make to the car, and he also coaches me on and off the track. So he's definitely a big one who puts it on. And then some of my other crew chiefs are Ronnie Davis and Lee McAllister, who's actually my agent's dad, Tony McAllister. He's also a great guy. He helps me a lot with the cars as well as Mart, and he definitely helps me on the track too. Those are the two main guys. There's also Mitchell Moat. He helps with some changes on the car, and then He helps with some coaching too. And then we have a lot of other people that come in and out to help with the car, but it's mainly them three that put it on.
Well, Rick, do you have any other final questions for Cole? Because we want to make sure that we keep him to the time frame that Roger said that we keep it to. Because I would love to have you on and talk longer with you. And I know plans are to race in the NASCAR late model series, and certainly I think it's just a matter of time until you're here in Indianapolis, not as a fan, but as a driver at the Brickyard, and we'd be really excited to see that opportunity come up. And I think it's just a short amount of years when we see you there in the Truck Series and the Xfinity Series and moving on up the ladder in racing, and we wish you the best on that. But Rick, do you have anything for Cole Glasson of the Southeast Super Truck Series?
Yeah, real quick. Does a 15-year-old driver ever have any beef with anybody on the track?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, as a 15-year-old driver, the mindset of a 15-year-old driver, does he ever have any beef with anybody on the track?
I try to keep it competitive out there. When I started out, I sort of was one of those people that I felt like it wasn't good to get a little rubbing and racing in, but now I've changed that. When somebody rubs me up, I know that I'm probably going to rub them up back, but we're definitely not one of those people that just goes out there and crashes the car and get the win, but we play it safe, but if somebody roughs us up, we'll give it right back to him.
Sweet.
Well, Cole Glasson has been joining us this morning. Certainly an up-and-coming driver, 15 years old, a young driver well beyond his years. And certainly, as I mentioned, next year he'll be running the NASCAR Wheel and All-American Series in late models. And I know your agent's working on some options for you, and I'm sure you're going to have some very good options. And, one of those options is sponsorships, and you've got some sponsors, and we want to make sure that you have time to mention and talk about your sponsors. So go right ahead, Cole.
Yeah, we just recruited a new sponsor maybe a month or two ago, and that's Star Key Mortgage. So we want to welcome them to the team, and we're glad that they can be a part of us. We also have Pro Soap, which is a water-activated hand cleaner. It's really good for everybody at the racetrack and at the shops and everything. And then we got K1 Race Gear and Technical Solutions and NPM Marketing, who's actually my agent, and she helps put everything on too. So I want to give a big thanks to her, and then especially a big thanks to my parents who help me do what I do, and especially God.
Oh, that's fantastic. Roger Holtzclaw of Turn 4 Promotions and OnPitRoad.com will give you the final word for Cole Glasson on the balance this morning.
Well, Cole, as you know, we met a few weeks ago, and I've been very impressed by your on-track talent. And you've got a great support network behind you there with your dad, Tim, and your family behind you. I met most of those people, and they're just great people. Just real quick, I saw that, this week that you had posted where you were testing the super late model. Where are you planning to race next year in the Wheel and All-American Series?
That we actually haven't worked out yet. We're looking to stay on the East Coast, but me and my agent are working that out, and we're going to go with whatever path takes me furthest in my career. So pretty soon we'll have it out there, and we'll let you guys know.
Well, Cole, we appreciate you joining us. And, I always like to give our drivers and any guest that comes on us the opportunity to talk about anything that they want to. We certainly don't want to leave anything on the table. Cole, is there anything that you'd like to talk with us about and our listeners and help us get to know Cole Glasson, the driver, and Cole Glasson, the person, any better?
Every race, my dad's always keeping up on Facebook. We keep our fans updated. So if you want to follow me at Cole Glasson or Cole Glasson Racing on Facebook, Twitter, and then, like you said, we do YouTube. We stick a GoPro in the car and record every race, and we also get an out-of-car view each race. So if you want to follow me on social media, I'm definitely there to keep up with me. And thanks, guys, for having me on the show.
Thanks, Cole. You have yourself a good and safe week, sir.
Thank you, you too.
Cole Glasson, I tell you what a great interview that was. A young 15-year-old driver with the Southeast Super Truck Series. Loved having him on today. Certainly an up-and-coming guy, and certainly, as we mentioned, want to thank MTM Marketing, as well as Turn 4 Promotions. Rick, and I know that you're driving through the mountains, and we're going to get into a big conversation here in just a moment here, because it is Halloween, and it's going to be Nightmare on Daggett Street as we deemed it on our press release. But Roger, real quickly, what are some of the things that are on your mind as it comes to Cole?
I just think, with the talent that this kid has, he's already got such an impressive resume. He's very well-spoken, very articulate, very good in front of the camera, and very good in interviews. I think Cole Glasson is definitely going to be a name that everyone in the country is going to know over the next couple of years, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see him in one of the NASCAR National Touring Series.
Well, absolutely. We're excited, and hopefully we'll be able to follow his career as we move on. But